Hello everybody, happy Monday. My name is Elise and welcome to my tea table. Today is Monday, so that means another Dignified hospitality segment. Today, I don't know if I'm going to talk so much about the hospitality industry as I do want to offer some financial education that does pertain to hospitalities, specifically right now because there's a new feature that we are just launching this week on our platform that's going to make this financial tool available to all the small businesses that we work with. So I figured I'd use today's live stream to talk about that tool, which is the finance tool of factoring. Hi Jason, welcome to the stream. Thanks for stopping by. I'm talking about factoring today. Factoring is actually a very well-known, common, let me just rotate this up a little bit. Hi Trend T, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, factoring is a very common, widespread used finance tool in the corporate world. I have some high hopes that factoring can actually be a tool to bring value to small businesses, especially during this time of crisis. Hey Bradley, good to see you. Happy Monday or happy Tuesday to you. I'm talking about finance today, specifically the tool of factoring. Hi Sweet Jive, thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are all having a beautiful President's Day. That's what we're celebrating here in the US. Or just having a good week. I hope the weather is good where you are. Not a whole lot of people enjoying the greatest weather right now, so always something to worry about. Yeah, so today I'm talking about factoring, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this subject is because Tila is launching a factoring tool this week. We're launching a lot of crazy stuff in the next few months. You won't even believe the stuff we're trying to take on. With every big goal and every big ambition comes big resource requirements. And cash flow is one of those things. And so factoring is one of the most powerful cash flow tools that are available usually only to large corporations. And I'm really happy to have finally found a way to introduce this tool for the small business, to empower the small business. Hey Nick, good to see you. Pure aloha, much love to you, brother. I'll see you soon. Today we are enjoying some gorgeous music, and I'm looking forward to enjoying the full catalog of this gentleman. He reached out to me yesterday. His name is Alan Gogol, and I'm going to go ahead and put the playlist that I'm listening to right now in the chat. He reached out to me, and I guess he found our channel and said, please, you're welcome to use my music. I have yet to find out exactly how he found us, but we have some really great music to listen to now. So today I'm just going to be playing his playlist. Oh, hey Nick, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. You may notice no green screen today. I've finally resituated back to my original set, but can always go back to the green screen anytime I want. That's what's kind of fun. Oh, and of course the art. Yeah, Nick, your art is here. I always have your art on this table. So Nick Cantu, Nick who is hanging out in Twitch, Nick the Renaissance Man. Yeah, this is a great set. I love this. It's so warm and homey feeling. But the green screen does give me a lot of flexibility to do different things. But we had a very intimate, cool Valentine's Day event last night in Tokyo, and I didn't want the green screen for that. So I switched back, and I'll be here for a few days. I think tomorrow's art stream I'll have to switch back to the green screen, but it's not hard. Everything just is on wheels, and I just turn it. So the green screen and everything is still up on that side. I'm just comfy at my tea table today. So yes, money, cash. We need it now, but we don't have it. How to get it? Most businesses, large corporations, they utilize a finance tool called factoring. Oh, thanks, Jason. Yeah, go. I know I can't put the link for the playlist on Instagram very easily, but if you go visit the Facebook stream, Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube, you'll see the link to his Spotify playlist. Gorgeous music. Again, his name is Alan Gogoll. Yeah, Alan Gogoll. Gogoll. Beautiful guitar music we'll be listening to today. That's a nice vibe. Thanks for noticing. Bitcoin's deep in the vibe. Come on, come sit up here. Get more comfortable. Bitcoin, you say hello to everybody? He's loving the vibe. Hey Marco, good to see you. Thanks, Jason. Yeah, so corporations, they typically have long-standing relationships with financiers, banks, other institutions, and they usually have like a line of credit, and they will have that financier finance invoices that they have. And those financiers have those long-standing relationships, so they trust that that business is going to pay back the invoice. And so that right there is called factoring. It's not necessarily a line of credit. It's not necessarily a loan from the bank, although it sometimes behaves that way. But it's like, it's a certain amount of money that's reserved that the bank or the financier will decide, okay, this business does this amount of business every year, and we're willing to front the money for their invoices and allow them to pay back that invoice over some agreed upon amount of time. Oh, hi Heidi, good to see you. Yeah, I know that the Topia team is working really hard to expand usability beyond the Chrome browser, which right now that's the only way you can access Topia is through the Chrome browser, which is pretty accessible. I think most people have Chrome on their computers. But yeah, if you don't have a computer, if you only have an iPad or a phone, it's kind of difficult to access Topia. And Heidi, we missed you at the event yesterday. It was a gorgeous event, very intimate. We only had 8 people show up, so we had 4 different pairs come together. One of the pairs was absolute strangers, which was like kind of the ideal we were going for. It wasn't necessarily a romantic event. It was more of an experiment in intimacy, even if it's with a stranger, which perhaps that's the most valuable experiment you could ever have with intimacy is with a complete stranger. Is it possible to experience intimacy with somebody if you don't know who they are, if you don't have a romantic intention with them? But I had the great privilege of doing the 36 questions with Tef from Twitch. So if Tef comes by, we'll have to send him our love. But yeah, we spent 5 hours going over the 36 questions. We had a really great time. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, Heidi. I think the event was so successful, and I think it was good that we had only 8 people there. So there was only 4 pairs, so it was like manageable and very easy to pair, and everybody could feel comfortable with each other. It was a good pilot, and I'm sure we will do many more of these types of events in the future. Yeah, it's really fun. There's an article from, I think it's from like the 1990s. It's not like the newest research, but this psychologist discovered that there are 36 questions that go deeper and deeper and closer and closer that you could fall in love with. I mean, Tef and I both had decided by the end of the experience, which included 4 minutes of eye gazing, which is kind of an interesting thing. I'll show you here on online. This was the eye gazing that I was doing. So romantic. You can totally fall in love with someone with that. But yeah, no, Tef and I had definitely decided that we had more love for each other after the experience than we had before it. So that's definitely a truth there. And tea, of course, is a big part
Life
of that.
is about expressing
so now
yourself.
we're gonna get commercials. Oh dear. Sorry about that, guys. We'll power through this. We'll power through the commercials. Let me drink some tea. Today I'm going to drink some black tea from Hawaii. Craving some black tea. I think it'll make me feel good. Of course, yeah, you can see the questions, Heidi. I had actually shared a link on Tealit's Facebook page that has an article about that. And it has the 36 questions. I mean, if you just Google search 36 questions to fall in love, I'm pretty sure you'll find it. It's a very common, well-known article and study. Marco, would we host that regularly? I don't know about regularly, but we will do it again. And Kayla, the one who thought of this and kind of orchestrated the whole thing and hosted it, she had expressed some intent of wanting to do it again. So, yeah, I hope we can do it again. It was a good experience. Let me just heat everything up again. It's been a second since I ran everything through the Guy one. Yeah, love doesn't always have to be romantic. That's an important thing to keep in mind. You know, sometimes people are afraid of intimacy just because they assume that it insinuates some type of romance. It doesn't have to be. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura. Hi, Laura. I think Nick is watching on Twitch, Laura. Nick messaged me this morning and expressed how good the experience was. Laura was at our event last night. The eye gazing was pretty silly. Yeah. I don't know. Tep was able to stare at this for 4 minutes. He was staring at this for 4 minutes. It was hard to line it up. It's hard to line up your eye gaze looking at someone else's eyes when your camera is at a different place. But we did the best that we could. Oh, blessings, Laura. Blessings, blessings. Let's drink some tea. I no longer have my fancy overhead camera. You guys can see my black tea here. So yes, finance. Money is hard. And I want to make it less hard for small business. I've actually been thinking about this concept of factoring for years now. I first started to research the concept of factoring and actually my business taking on all of those factoring contracts on behalf of the network. But just, Nick, Laura's here if you want to say hello. I don't know if she's still here. She might have skipped out, but she was here. She said hello. Yeah, I started exploring factoring in 2014. Actually, 2013 was whenever I first started trying to build some relationships with some finance partners so that, now Laura is on Twitch. Hi, Laura. Hey, Oliver Jones. What's up, man? Oliver Jones on YouTube. Awesome. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi, Oliver. So yeah, I had spoken to a couple of banks and learned about how factoring works and learned the risks and learned what would have been required. And it did seem like a good opportunity to go down, but I just put it kind of on the back burner because it didn't feel perfectly right for where we're at. But she's avoiding you, Nick. Oh wow, this tea smells really good. Yeah, see that? Lovely Hawaii grown black tea, very special. I don't even know what farm it's from. I just have this sample here that I had put a lot number on. I believe this is from the Onamea Tea Garden. That would be the only one that makes sense. They make very good black tea at the Onamea Garden. I doubt she's avoiding you. Laura's not like that. She's a sweet girl. So fast forward 7 years, and my current finance partner, so this is our finance partner that helps us in dealing with all of the international trade that we do, they reached out to me and told me about a factoring service that they're launching for all of their marketplace clients. And I thought, wow, this is pretty incredible. And it's all pretty much fallen into place very quickly, and we're already able to announce it and offer it to our buyers. So if you are a TLET wholesale buyer, or if you want to become a wholesale buyer, we now have the ability to develop a factoring account for you. So there is a line of credit. So whatever you can factor invoices with, there's a certain finite amount. So that's your line of credit, like how much amount is in that account that you can pull from. And so for each of the businesses that we work with, they will have anywhere between $1,000 to $5,000 as that line of credit for this like rotating factoring. So they will front the payment of the invoice up front, and then give you some terms to pay it back. And there will be a minimal fee with that. Just like with any other financing tool, someone has to pay for it. But because this is such a new program, they are offering the first invoice to have a zero fee on it. So that's exciting. That's like free delayed payment on an invoice. And so I'm trying to get the word out because the deadline on that is by the end of this week. So that's the purpose of today's stream, is to get the information out about what factoring is. And again, factoring has not traditionally been something for small businesses. It's just been for large-scale corporations. And I will go ahead and take a look at the Wikipedia page, give you guys an idea of what factoring is really about. Factoring is a financial transaction and a type of debtor finance in which a business sells its accounts receivable invoices, so this is all associated with specific invoices, to a third party called a factor at a discount. Right, so that's that fee. The discount is the fee. So the third party is actually not TLET. We are not a finance company, but we have a strong partnerships with a finance company that we've been working with for years. I've been working with this company since 2014, so we have built a lot of trust, because a lot of transactions have been processed through this financer, and now they are offering factoring services. So a business will sometimes factors its receivable assets to meet its present and immediate cash needs. Again, all about cash flow. Forfeiting is a factoring arrangement used in international trade finance by exporters who wish to sell their receivables to a forfeiter. Factoring is commonly referred to as accounts receivable factoring, invoice factoring, and sometimes accounts receivable factoring. Accounts receivable financing is a term more accurately used to describe a form of asset-based lending against accounts receivable. In the United States, factoring is not the same as invoice discounting. Factoring is the sale of receivables. So that means someone else is going to buy your invoice, they'll pay the invoice, and then you have to, pay them back But they got to buy the invoice at a discount, which means that you have to pay them that difference of whatever that discount was. This tea is good. It's like, it's aged interestingly. It's still relatively young, probably from 2012. As he's probably from 2012, so 9 years of age on it. There are 3 parties directly involved. The factor who purchases the receivable, so that's the finance company that we're working with that's offering this service. The one who sells the receivable, so that's the buyer. So if your tea business was to participate in this program, that would be you. Oh, never mind. That would be Tea-Lit. And the debtor who has the financial liability that requires him or her to make a payment to the owner of the invoice. So the invoice gets purchased, it doesn't mean that you're off the hook. You still have to, be liable for payment on that invoice. But companies, again, this finance tool is usually only reserved for like really large corporate business operations that have long established relationships with financial institutions and also have like a long track record of their accounts receivable, that they receive invoices and pay the invoices off, and that their business continues. So since this is a new promotional thing, they're waiving the discount. They're waiving that discount or waiving that fee on the first invoice if it's confirmed by the end of this week, which is a big deal. So that means any orders that you'd be able to sell your invoice to them. Of course, you have to go through a verification process. And so that's something that I'll help you. And that's not through me. That's through the third party that's going to be purchasing these invoices. But, they've worked long enough with us to know that we have consistent business cycles that are sustainable, If you are a brand new business and you try to go to the bank and make a factoring arrangement, they more than likely are not going to work with you because they want to make sure that you have like consistent business cycles going on. Because if you don't have consistent business cycles, then the likelihood of paying off the invoice that they purchased is much lower. So this is it's like going for a loan. It's a finance tool. So, there are chances that things don't get paid back. Yeah, Nick, it's exciting. It's exciting. And it's exciting because, like, big things are upon us. Big things are coming for the small business. I know it. I just know it with all of my heart and all of my feeling. I know big things are on their way. Yet, small business still doesn't have the cash flow. And if they do, then that's great. But more than likely, small business does not have the cash flow to be making big moves right now. And so this is like an incredible tool to give you some cash flow and some movement for a couple of months. The payment terms on buying back the invoices is anywhere between 30 to 90 days, depending on each agreement. So it gives you time. It gives you time to pay off the invoice, and just gives you the ability to make some bigger moves without having to hold up capital that is honestly probably better served, keeping the power on and through payroll, keeping the employees paid. So I have never seen factoring like this available to small business. So I'm sure that there's going to be some growing pains, but that's another reason why they are making the credit lines something more feasible, like $1,000 to $5,000. You can't get yourself into too much trouble with that much. But just I mean, those are reasonable size invoices for a small business, and once you have that line of credit, it's rotating. So, you know, if you have an invoice paid for, once you pay it back, then your allowable, you know, amount in your account that you can go and sell that invoice again is more.
Cravings for nacho fries.
So, yeah, that's the only thing. I don't use Spotify. This is the one service that I don't use. Why I usually like to go to SoundCloud. I wonder if he's on SoundCloud. Do you guys have any questions about what I'm talking about? Everything making sense? Hey, T-Planet. T-Planet Atlanta. Are you in Atlanta? That's cool. I like that name, T-Planet. I do like it. Oh, he is on SoundCloud. All right. Out of Spotify. Alan Gogol on SoundCloud. Thank you very much. Thank you. I like SoundCloud. I do pay for the SoundCloud service because I like SoundCloud. Never mind. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, this whole factoring. Oh, yeah, Laura, see you at Topia. Yeah, I'll be there soon. I'm gonna hold some space here, and I'll be there. Yeah, this is exciting. You know what else is exciting? More than empowering small businesses to have cash flow is I'm planning to sail to go pick up RT for our network. And it's going to be the adventure of a lifetime. And I know that with the power of our network, I can do this on my own and with the help of our network versus going out and getting help. But I think that there's like a much bigger story and a much bigger opportunity with this than what we currently are. And in the next few weeks, you guys will see. You will see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make a call out to the world about what we're doing, to not only pay attention to good quality tea and to good quality products and what that can do for sustainability and for, you know, upward mobility. Oh, cool, Nick, you're gonna set up a webcam. You're still planning to come by for some stacked Magnus tonight, right? I hope so. I have everything out. Everything else is in prepped and ready to go. I'm even gonna make the buns from scratch. But yeah, those cords aren't cheap. It might be cheaper to try to wait for one to ship to you ordering online than the camera store. It's the toughest time in the restaurant industry in the last 30 or 40 years, says celebrity chef Marcus Samuelson. Which means cash flow is probably an issue for even the restaurants. This is from Yahoo Finance. And it particularly hits black and brown businesses in a much harder way. You look at the stats, 41% of black businesses will shut down because of the pandemic. When you look at that number compared to white businesses, which is only 17%. And, one of those things is that there is a discrimination of who gets access to these finance tools, such as factoring, such as this tool that I'm talking about. Because a lot of times it's about relationships. It's a relationship with the banker who steps up and says, okay, yeah, we can do this for you. If you don't have those relationships, which there is a race line in that community, this is the reason why. So he says, in his support of black business, black-owned business, he says, we are richer and more diverse in this country because of the contribution of black cooking. If we can understand that the way we understand jazz, hip-hop, rock and roll, and gospel, for example, I think it would help us to create the right authorship when it comes to food, the right memories, and eventually then the right ownership structure and aspirations. He's from Ethiopia, I believe. Very famous chef. He has a book called The Rise of Black Cooks and the Soul of American Food. What we need is grants. We need help from private businesses. We need corporate businesses. We need local government and the federal government. What we don't need is more loans. We need grants. See, and that's what makes something like factoring a very different financial tool than just a loan. Like, it may feel like a loan, but I mean, loans typically, unless it's like an SBA government-supported loan, which is at about 3% interest rate and having like long payback periods. But like most conventional business loans, private business loans, I mean, business loans for marginalized communities in the developing world average about 20% interest rate. While here, that would be a horrific predatorial interest rate, but I know several businesses that accept 11%, 12%. And loans can be helpful because they can give you that cash flow today, but it's high risk versus factoring. The factoring is just for each invoice. So it's just for things you know that you need to purchase for your business that you know are going to fund your business. They're an important part of your business and they're connected to some other operation, i.e. revenue. But small businesses never even think about factoring. It's usually only larger companies. Oh, he's giving a shout out. This is so funny. Given everything that we've been talking about, like the food delivery companies, how predatorial they are towards the industry, Samuelson says that the reason why he and Uber Eats teamed up to form the Black Business Matters Matching Fund, a charity in which donation grant funds are given to small businesses. And then he says, so here's the activist advocate of the restaurant industry saying this would not be possible without Uber Eats. And I have to say thank you to them for being a big organization to understand the sense of urgency. They asked me, what do we need? He says, we need big corporations to jump into the game right now because wintertime in the Northeast is one of the toughest times in the normal restaurant industry. But you add during COVID, so many businesses were closed, so we need to work swiftly. So that's where we came in and started this. I'm going to check out this link. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Oh, it's a video, of course. Who posted it? The Choice. But of course, yeah, Uber Eats is getting all of the credit on this, while the real businesses that are using Uber Eats to support their business are getting shafted. It's so weird. It's like the whole greenwashing thing. A company will, not really make any true change in their business about how their supply chain is affecting the environment and society and economic issues for rural communities. But then they have a marketing on it that says, oh, a certain amount of our profits are donated to bringing clean water to rural communities. It's kind of like that. I don't know how you feel about that. I'm not a big fan of it. And I get a lot of our clients who feel the need to do that for marketing purposes because so many other large companies do that. They feel like they have to do that. So they say, how do you feel about this nonprofit? How do you feel about this initiative? And I say, you know what? You can just communicate to your customers about the good that the product itself is doing for these communities. Charity not needed. Just good business, good products supporting good economic development. According to Samuelson, restaurants are part of the larger story of neighborhoods, and their success or failure has a big impact on their surrounding communities. It's not just about restaurants, but restaurants are the heart and soul of our neighborhoods, and when a restaurant goes, so goes retail. He predicts that it could take as much as 5 to 6 years from some local restaurants and businesses to get back on their feet post-pandemic. I don't think it'll take that long. He tells Yahoo Finance that both private and public sectors need to come together to help these businesses out. Our business in Harlem, it was built on local business and support, but also convention business and then eventually tourism. Well, right now we're low. We only have that local business because people are not going back and travel. The convention business will take a long time before that comes back, and the tourist business will come last after that. So this is why we're under a crisis right now, and that's why we need grants and we need local government, federal government. We need corporations because, trust me, at the same time, there are pandemic billionaires. They're making more and more money than ever. So we need all sides to come together and work collectively together to slowly walk on this. We need help right now. Oh, I saw the name of the writer of this article is Reggie Wade. And at first, I saw Reggie Watts. I'm like, what? Reggie Watts is writing for Yahoo Finance now. I wouldn't be surprised. He's a pretty intelligent person. Speaking of, I saw Mark Rebillet was doing some collab with Reggie Watts. That should be good. I like both of them. Both very intelligent. Ohayou gozaimasu, Kyle-san. Good to see you. It's COVID times. We gotta, yeah, right? Reggie Watts is a bomb. It's COVID time. We gotta do whatever. We gotta do whatever we need to do. I'm freaking becoming a skipper, you know? I don't know if I'm gonna get the license. I would think that by the time we finish the journey, because it goes from, I'm thinking that we're gonna pick up the boat in Mumbai and then go around South Africa to the US to do the drop off. It's gonna take like 6 weeks. So I'm figuring after 6 weeks on a boat, I should be experienced enough, have my sea legs enough. Yeah, I'd like to pursue getting a skipper's license. I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna get really into it. And if everything, yeah, Gold Mountain tea, I am planning to sail to go pick up our tea this spring. Because no one else wants to, you know, no one else wants to transport this tea around efficiently, so I gotta do it myself. And I hope to live stream the whole experience. You know, that is definitely out of my power. I believe no matter what kind of money I have available to me, that there is going to be some limitation in that. So I'm hoping that the right folks can come together to make that happen for us, because it's a monumental story. The story of bringing back the viability of a sail cargo. Bringing back sail cargo is going to require two things. It's first going to require sailing. That's pretty obvious. But then it's also going to require a different type of mentality, because the commodity mentality just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with sail cargo anymore. It used to, but that was when population was much smaller. So providing a commodity to a smaller population was not nearly as taxing on our environment as it is now. Our cargo shipping, I overlooked it even. For so many years I overlooked it because I never really used it. I hardly use cargo shipping. I mostly use air freight, which, you know, that in itself is also detrimental to the environment. But cargo shipping is so cheap. It's so cheap. You pay by the container. And a container is not that expensive to ship. And you can fill it with a bunch of stuff. And so even if, you know, like they always talk about like our waste in products, that we know that like 40% of anything that's produced won't be consumed. Specifically around food. Food is the big one. It's just known in industry. They know that some is going to go to waste, either in the factory and in, you know, cross use in other industries, but like also just product spoiling, going bad. And that 40% of product also goes into these cargo ships. And these cargo ships have now been exhausted. So much so that you can't even book a cargo shipment out of Asia right now because they're backed up. The ports in China, as well as all over Asia, are backed up. They have warehouses filled and filled and filled with things waiting to be put onto a container and sent out. And there's not enough containers. The cargo ships are still moving. It's not that the cargo ships aren't moving. They're at full capacity. It's just there's not enough containers. So for an environmentalist like myself, I see this as an opportunity. And a commodity company that is regularly importing hundreds of tons, if not thousands of tons of product a year, sail cargo is not possible for them. Even if they've got the largest, like, schooner ships, so the very large sail ships, the ones that were originally used for cargo, I think those can hold about 300 tons of product, depending on the product, but like, let's just say 300 tons. For large corporations, that's not enough. That's not enough value for them to justify doing that. So we're just going to do it in a very, very small scale and prove how it works. But I can't do it alone. I need support and help. I'm not fundraising for this. I'm not crowdfunding for this. I want to activate all the small businesses that we work with to do this. So, in addition to this factoring tool that we are now offering, you can also use this factoring tool to purchase credits at a 20% discount for when the tea does arrive. So it's basically like prepaying, and we do that a lot, the prepaying in our business model. If a company pays ahead before the tea has been shipped from origin, we give them a 20% discount. It's exciting stuff. An exciting world that we live in now where anything is possible. Do you guys have any dreams? You have any big ambitions this year? Any big goals? And if you do, what's holding you back? I'd love to hear it. This tea is still very good. This is also roasted. This is definitely the Onamea. I don't know if it's the Kokoki. The Kokoki was a double roasted black tea that we did carry in our catalog from them for a while, but it sold out. It was a nice tea. I think this may be it. Heidi says, my goals are very long term. I need to help my kids get theirs figured out first. Heidi, how old are your children? You are going to have a tea room. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be a lovely place for your community to come together and drink tea. Speaking of helping kids with goals, they're 20 and 23. Okay, so they're adults. I'm not too sure that my mother is satisfied with the goals that I've been accomplishing for myself. So she also feels that she has to help me figure mine out. And I had an issue with it, and I talked with a friend about it, and my friend told me that I shouldn't tell my mother how to parent me. And that was powerful. That was powerful. gender roles and age roles are very different than what they were for the majority of humanity. Oh, they're in France. That's awesome. So they're still wanting to study. Yeah, because when I was 23, I consciously took a break from studying. I actually was on a path for continuing my graduate studies at that time. And I had my advisor told me I shouldn't do it. And I'm grateful for that. I don't know, what path I'd be on now had I continued. I know I would have enjoyed my time. I love studying. I love being in school. If I could be in school right now, I'd be in school. But you can't be in school forever. Well, you can actually, and that's what my advisor told me. He said, if you go down this path, you're going to be in school forever. And even once you become a researcher and a professor and all of that, you're still in school, you're still in that environment. And I thought, I'm okay with that. I like school. He says, no, but you're a doer. Yeah, Tefta, yeah, that's what I thought. I told my professor I'd pursue my graduate study right away so I could be a teacher. And just be in that environment forever. But he said, no, you're a doer. He says, people that get into academia are not doers. They're smart, they're intelligent, but we don't do. And he's like, you do, Elise. So you need to get out of here. Good to see you, Tef. Welcome. Welcome to the tea table. Did a little tutorial on corporate finance because my company is going to be offering finance services to our clients now, which is so exciting. It's so empowering. We won't be offering loans, but we will be offering for a third-party company to buy their invoices and give them some, time to pay back the invoices. Cash flow. Tef, I hope the rest of your stream went well. I went outside. I enjoyed some outside time. I'm starting to get some color. The sun is back out, warming up here. Yeah, so you're right. Giving economic advice and support. I'd use the term financial literacy, but really that's just for small businesses. The things that I talk about are mostly for small business finance. A lot of times finance literacy is used for individual finance, which I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about, personal finance or investings. But cash flow for a small business is very important. A lot of times small businesses don't think that they have those available to them. All your buns came out perfect. Awesome. Hey, Tev, you want to see how I slept? Look better today, yeah? Yesterday I was all poofed out. I'm better now. I'm back to normal. I usually have bags under my eyes like this. This is usually how they are. Hey, Snake Eye, what's up, man? All right, so now that I have the power dynamic here, am I allowed to talk about Tef and I's 5 hours of intimacy last night? That's so funny, Tef. That's exactly what you said yesterday. You're like, you look like somebody who needs to go back to sleep. Yeah, I had a cry fest. Heidi, I cried the other night because my you know, I'm not going to go into detail, but I cried. I had a cry fest. And even hours and hours after crying, my eyes were still puffy. Hours and sleep. I got about 10 hours of good sleep, and I still woke up with my eyes all puffy because I had a good cry. I had a very good cry. Hi, Hien. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, Hien, you need to figure out how to get the Topia working on your computer there in Vietnam. You have Google Chrome browser? Google Chrome. If you use Google Chrome, the Topia will work, and we're about to have a team meeting. Actually, it's starting now. So as soon as I finish streaming, I'm gonna head over there. I don't think I'll stream from Topia. Heidi was negative 38 degrees. Oh my god. It is good to cry sometimes. It is. Intimate. Yeah, it was. I was drinking tea. Tef was not drinking tea. Tef was kicking back that bottle of cherry wine. All right, Ken. Well, you should send me some samples so I can try your Vietnamese tea. I'll be honest, I haven't tried too many great teas from Vietnam. I've tried some. But I would like to try yours. I appreciate you spending your time here with me. Let me know when you're ready to send some samples. And I can do a live tasting. I'll do a live tasting. Maybe we can even link up. You can come on and be on with me when I do the tasting. Heidi, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I love you very much. I hope you have a beautiful evening. Stay warm, stay safe. Okay. I will come visit your country. I want to come visit. Maybe not this year. But next year. I'll come visit Vietnam. Especially now, is the train going through Vietnam? Last time I was in Dushanbe, I saw that a high-speed train was being built between Dushanbe and Thailand. But I thought some of it was going to go through Vietnam. If not, I'll just travel overland. Is your tea certified organic, Hien? Do you get it certified? I know it's a costly process. I don't require any of the teas that we work with to be certified, but it seems as if you've got a plan that you want to get it into tea shops that do organic tea. Here in the States, tea shops that exclusively do organic tea also require the certification. But that's changing. A lot of smaller businesses now are understanding that the organic certification is difficult. So you also work in Thailand as well, Hyun? Oh, Tef, you're in Utopia now? Is anybody there, Tef? Are you the only one? Talking to yourself? Drinking tea by yourself? Aw, Hyun, thank you so much. I wish you the same. Have a nice way for life. I like that. Have a nice way for life. Oh, Sam is there too. Cool. You better not be telling Sam all of my secrets. Snake eye. Hides at floor and bottles. Man, that's totally got to be. Hey, Buster Keaton. Buster Keaton is watching the stream right now. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, that's so cool. That's so cool, Buster Keaton. You are such a celebrity. That is so cool. What are you up to? You must be up to some crazy shenanigans right now. What's up, Buster? Yeah, Tef, you need a emote. You need a floor and bottles emote. Maybe next time I set up the green screen, I'll stream from floor and bottles. Oh my goodness, I love that. Little T with Big Happy. That is like, that's a provocative movie name. Little T, Big Happy. Yeah, it's like a little, I'm using my petite guy one, my little T. Oh, Buster, thanks so much. Awesome. You like tea? What kind of tea do you like? What's your favorite tea? Today I am drinking a black tea from Hawaii. Grown in the United States, very uncommon. Most tea is grown throughout Asia and some parts of Africa and South America. But this is coming from the volcanic soil of the Hamakua Coast on the big island of Hawaii. Very special tea. I'm about 5 steeps in now. I'll let you see the color once I decant it. You can see the color a little bit here. Now that I've got my close-up cam here so you can see the color. Oh, you like chamomile green tea? There's a certain type of green tea that is also my favorite tea. Those are shaded green teas from Japan. That would include gyokuro or matcha. Although I don't drink those teas regularly. Both of those teas for me are very ritualistic and I reserve for special occasions. Most tea I'm drinking is black tea, then after that would be oolong tea, then pu'er, and then green tea. I drink the least amount of green tea. Like the weird teas that your sister gets you are those like blended teas. They have like flowers and different fruity flavors in them. Are you talking weird like fermented teas? Because there are some really weird high quality teas that are fermented and almost pickled. They're almost sour. Buster, I only recently discovered Buster Keaton. And so that's why I got excited when I saw your name, because it's only been within the last 6 months or so that I started watching Buster Keaton videos, and they're incredible. like, you should definitely have that sign up, Tef, when you're doing your cooking streams from the kitchen. Anything new is weird to you. Yeah, Snake Eye. I wouldn't say it's dill, like definitely not dill, but pickled, like pickled. So like the Japanese make a type of pickled tea called guicha. It's not my favorite, but some people really are into it. Here, Buster. Here so you can see it, the color. So this is black tea. Going back in for the close-up. This is black tea. You probably would think black tea should be darker than this, and this seems so light. But it's just clean. This is clean, high quality black tea. Oh, and I'd be very careful about making that claim. I do not advocate for that claim. So I hope that you would be very cautious when you are using that claim. A lot of people are, even some governments are. Yeah, Buster Keaton is incredible. I used to really like, I mean, everybody likes Charlie, but who's the other guy? I liked him better, actually. Harold? That was his name? The one that used to climb buildings? He would just like scale whole buildings. I just love that. Yeah, that claim as well, and I'd be careful about making that claim. And anyway, like, I think that we should get over demonizing older looking skin. Normalize aging. Very important. Young looking skin, you know, is not, yeah, Lloyd Harold. Yeah, that's it. Lloyd, that's his name. Yeah, Lloyd Harold. I loved him. He was good. Yeah, that claim, I back that one. Tea does make you happy. It helps you be happy. In fact, on Friday night, I did a stream just on happiness. And it was great. I learned it quite a bit. And we had, you know, quite a good conversation, discussion with different viewpoints about happiness. And I think that's incredible. And I'll share with you guys the most important thing that I've learned about happiness over the past few weeks is that we can never judge someone else's happiness. I struggle with that. I struggle with that a lot. So I'm working on it. And it's good. I feel like I'm going to become a much more mature and evolved person if I continue that practice. We can only be in control of our own happiness or our own presence in it. Because I still do believe it's present. It's ever present everywhere, every time, all the time. It's our choice whether or not we're going to be enjoying it. Now, making a judgment on someone else about whether or not they're enjoying it, I've just come to learn, no bueno, no good, no good. So I'm actively practicing to not do that right now. share with you the mistake that I made. I made the judgment. So someone asked me, do you think billionaires are evil? And I said, no, I don't think so. I don't think anybody is evil. As much as Tef may claim he's evil, he's not evil. He's a good guy. But I did make the judgment and the claim that billionaires are not happy. And that was very wrong of me. I can't know their perspective. I can't know if they're in the presence of that happiness. I would like to know more about it though. Because yeah, I have some misconceptions around the capacity for love and the capacity for happiness when you're overtaken by pursuit. And someone said, oh, well, they can find happiness in that pursuit. I personally don't believe in that for me. And I was making that judgment for someone else. And I've now come to learn that that's very wrong. And not only is it wrong, but it's not productive. You know, if I do have this goal of wanting to see people in their greatness and wanting to see people at their happiest, I have to let go of that. Because making any kind of judgment on someone is always going to alienate them and push them away further versus embracing them and empowering them. So I'm certainly going to continue I'm curious, this moose grass. What's moose grass tea? Thanks for checking that out, Buster Keaton. By the way, Buster Keaton, do you stream? Or you just enjoy watching streams? Oh, it's lemongrass. Is that moose grass is another word for lemongrass? I don't know what moose grass is. But when I looked it up, all they got was lemongrass. But lemongrass is great. Lemongrass is good when you're having like congestion or cold. Helps clear it up. Yeah, well, I will tell you this much, Buster. None of those are tea. The green tea is tea. But yeah, none of that was tea. Those are all what are called tisanes. Tisanes, or herbal infusions. Tea all comes from the Camellia sinensis plant. I'll show you that one. Camellia sinensis plant right here, and what is harvested for tea, making tea, is just that bud, just that shoot at the top of the bush. And all tea comes from the same plant, whose name is Camellia sinensis. It can be made into white tea, green tea, oolong tea, black tea, pu'er tea, and purple tea. Not purple, I'm so sorry, yellow tea. Purple is a genetic variation, random genetic expression in this tea plant. Anything else that's infused in hot water is called a tisane. talking some smack, Tev? Yeah, that's okay. I accept people's vocabulary and use of the word tea being anything. I accept that. But I'm an educator as well, so nothing wrong with also sharing the education. Hey Mike, what's up, man? All about the good tea, that's true. Mike, how's the snow there in Austin? You staying warm? You keeping warm? I saw your photos this morning. Well, Buster, this is the thing. Marketers can market anything the way that they want. Well, Pian, thank you so much for engaging with us, spending time with us, and your English is fine. We understand you perfectly. I meant to tell you congratulations on your small tea farm. I look forward to seeing what you produce and hopefully sharing your story, helping tell your story. That's what we do. We tell stories here. Yeah, Buster. Snake Eye, it's a good one. The Snake Eye says, I enjoy a good tea sane. Makes me feel in my right mind. How about the tea plant, Michael? You and the tea plant cuddling up at night when you go to bed? You gotta keep that tea plant warm. You don't have a fireplace, huh? Yeah, I get the tea kettle going. Michael, you should come to Topia. I'm about to finish this stream and go hang out in Topia for a bit. All right, Hian, well, you have a safe journey to the airport. I look forward to seeing you next time. But your tea plant, Michael, your tea plant did not have a chance to go into dormancy, did it? Did it harden? Did the tea plant harden back in like December? Because if it did not harden, if it did not go into dormancy, it will die in the freezing temperatures. So, but you can easily tell if it, Michael, you've been to Asia in November, you know what the dormant tea plant feels like. I'm sure you saw that. So it did harden, good. Yeah, because as long as it hardens, the tea plant is actually super resilient and can handle freezing temperatures and frost and everything. Okay, Buster, I'm gonna wait for you to come back. Where are you, Buster? Are you in a different country? A different country that speaks Latin? Wait, your tea plant never came out of dormancy from last summer? I don't know if that's good. Hi, Revive. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for saying hello. Yeah, I don't know about that. So it never grew new buds then? And it didn't flower and seed in the fall? Hi, Anthony. What's up, man? Welcome to my tea table. All right, Michael. I think you gotta, your tea plant's so hardcore, you gotta shave it a mohawk. Well, that makes sense. No growth since summer. But if you had growth in the spring and the summer, it should be fine. will be very happy for some organic material. It'd be good if you could harvest a proper harvest this year. The plant's big enough now. Yeah, I've been liking this guy's music. Michael, I introduced this artist. His name is Alan Gogol. He's from Australia. He emailed us and said we are welcome to use his music for our streams. And so he gave me a whole bunch of playlists. This is his lo-fi album now. Anthony, my Monday's going well. My Monday's going really well. Drinking some black tea from Hawaii. And I was doing a little bit of finance education earlier. Usually on Mondays, I do a segment called Dignified Hospitality, where I talk about how we can bring dignity to our restaurant and food business. And I'm introducing, yeah, it does sound like a sailboat. And you know what's interesting is that the cover for this album has a sailboat on it. And it's got like, here, I'll show you the actual album cover, because it's pretty epic. Speaking of sailing around the world to pick up our tea. Cool, yeah? This is the album cover. This should be us going to pick up our tea right here, Michael. I hit him back up and I said, hey, thanks for the music. I'm gonna be sure to give you a shout out. Here's his name. His name's right here, Alan Gogol. Go get him. Go find his music. Chill music to play in the background of your studying or your streams. Yeah, I was curious how he found us. But yeah, I love this boat. This ship is so cool. So cool. All right, Buster says moose grass. And by the way, Buster, where are you? Are you in the United States or are you in another country? But meadows sweet. Let's see what this is. Meadwort. It says that meadow sweet is possibly unsafe if taken in large amounts for a long period of time. So be careful with that, Buster. Oh, you're in Sweden. Awesome. Nice to meet you. We have a very international crowd here today. We have a friend from Sweden. We're listening to an artist from Australia. My Danish troll is here as usual. Tef, thank you very much. Hien from Vietnam. Are you usually an all-nighter? Love you, Tef. I wonder where our friend from the Netherlands is, Peter. He hasn't been coming to hang out with us. Well, it's a blessing that you have a sister that buys you anything. buys you a gift. That's great. Anthony, how is your Monday going? Let me know. And thank you for asking me how mine is going. I know I'm in a position of great privilege and fortune because we are enjoying beautiful weather here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I went for a long run this morning, soaked up some sun, breathed some fresh air. Now I'm here, enjoying some tea. Hopefully educating people about finance. Well, Buster, why don't you have a tea party? If you have a tea party, then you could drink lots of tea. Just get rid of it all and start fresh with new tea. If I lived in Sweden, I'd come have a tea party with you. Yeah, Michael, I was talking about factoring. That is the theme of today's conversation. Now, factoring is it's a corporate finance tool. It's not something. It's not. I think tea parties are quite original, especially when they're real tea parties and not, figurative tea parties that political parties want to co-opt for their own use. Just a good old, healthy, loving community tea party. I can be nerdy about money too, Tef. I'll be nerdy about money. Yeah, so factoring is a corporate finance tool where companies will sell their accounts receivable, so their invoices that they receive. So let's say you order 10 pallets of widgets. Yeah, I think that's what they do in business school. They call it widgets. And the company that you ordered it from sends you an invoice, and you got to pay that invoice. Well, this finance company will buy the invoice. It's called a factoring company. The factor will buy the invoice, pay it early, pay it to, the supplier on time, and then have some type of repayment plan with the small business that had ordered the invoice. And as I said, this is usually a corporate finance tool, so it's something that small businesses hardly ever get their hands on because these factoring relationships usually only happen between large finance institutions and huge corporations. But I am very happy to announce that TLET is going to be liaisoning a relationship between a factoring financier, and this is the financier that we have been working with for years. So that's the reason why this can happen, because TLET has been showing enough historical data of selling this tea. Here's our list of clients that we've sold tea to. They've always paid on time. They've been good. Well, now this company will come in and buy those invoices and give extra time to these small businesses to pay it off, which is huge for cash flow and is going to be huge for all us little guys that are going to band up together this spring and take over the corporate world. All right, Tef, what's your funny? She's going to get all of our money and only give tea for it. Oh, wait, that's her deal. She's a tea seller. Give me all your money. No. It's not like that at all. It's not like that at all. No, not as bad as you, Tef. I learned Tef last night. I learned his grand scheme in this world, what he's after. I've got my eyes on you now, Tev. Watch you. Make sure you're keeping up good behavior. See, Snake, I got to learn things about Tev that you'll never get to know because of my 5 hours of intimacy with him. All right. Who else is in Topia? Is anybody else in Topia? No. Laura said she was gonna go. I guess I should head over there soon. I'm having a lot of fun with you guys. You feel my eyes on your neck. You better feel... Oh, that's funny. Let me try it this one. You better feel my eyes on your neck. Oh, Sam's building a bed. Well, that's fun. I hope you're helping him out. Is he building like a surreal bed in Topia, or is he building a real bed in his bedroom? Because that's the term they give to Topia. Ah. Oh, that's the wrong one again. Ah. Yeah, Utopia. Good, Buster. Get more tea. Always more tea. Cheers. Thank you, Buster. Thanks for being a good tea friend. Yeah, they call Utopia, they call those virtual worlds surreal estate. And that's going to be like the new, like when the first web 1.0 happened, the big web boom, and people were squatting on websites, and that was like the real estate of the first wave of the internet. You sell people the URLs that you know that they want. And so now you can do the same thing with these virtual worlds. You can create a virtual world knowing that someone else may want it, and you can sell it like it's real estate, but it's called surreal estate. To do a new project tonight that I've never done before. I always like doing new things that I've never done before. I am going to repair some drywall. It's a big deal for me. I've never done it before. It's not like a huge patch. It's just like a small hole in my ceiling. But yeah, I'm gonna go to the hardware store. I'm gonna buy all the parts. I'm gonna figure it out. And then I'm going to make a huge stacked hamburger for my friend who's actually probably going to end up doing all of the work. Yes, repair the drywall, then watch it dry. I don't think the drywall has to dry because it's just a patch. I think drywall's already dry, right? Like even if you are installing like big pieces of drywall, it's already set, right? You just have to insert it in. But we will have to like putty it up, right? To like make it all. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Like attach the piece in the hole and then seal up around to make everything fit, and then paint it later. I don't know. I'm gonna learn tonight, and I'll let you guys know how it goes. It was a wet wall. Oh, thank you, Han. Yes, you can follow me for tea. Should be like a cartoon of me running around just like leaving little like leaves of tea. Follow me for the tea. Move on. Yeah, Buster, move on. Oh man, Buster, I'm gonna share a link with you here as you drink your Lipton. Really learn what Lipton is. This is a article from The National. The National is a international like political news magazine. And this article that I just shared in this link, bit.ly/bloodtea, is the cover story. And it's specifically about Lipton tea. Check it out. Let me know what you think about your Lipton after you drink it. It's a long one, but it's a good read. It's pretty horrific too. So if you've got an unsettled stomach or a light heart, take your time with it, please. Do not take it all at once. All right, so for this stacked hamburger, if you guys want to give me some recommendations of, I want to make this like really stacked. So I'm making the buns from scratch, so I can make them big and hearty to handle a big stack. So far what I have is, of course, the hamburger meat. I'm thinking about filling it with some cheese. I have some like herb creamy cheese I can put inside, and then provolone on top, bacon, onion rings, and fried jalapeno. And then I was thinking about doing some like fried mozzarella in the burger. I don't have any lettuce. I have tomatoes. So that's the only vegetables I've got right now. With the side of fries. You think that'll be stacked enough? Oh, and a fried egg. We always need a fried egg in the burger. I'm a big fan of fried egg in the burger. Is fried egg in burgers? No, I wouldn't say it's as controversial as pineapple on pizza. Fish stick snake eye. Is that like a Minnesota thing? I guess I could make fish sticks. Do I have any fish? I have tuna. I guess I could make like a sashimi of sorts from my tuna, my canned tuna. Sashimi is like the fake crab. It's like fish meat that's been coagulated into a stick. So maybe I can do that with my canned tuna and then bread that and fry that up. Yeah, so I was gonna put cheese in the middle of the burger. I've got like this like herb infused cheese. It's like a very soft, creamy cheese. I was gonna fill the burger with that because I love that trick. I love the cheese inside, so it's like hot and melty. Yeah, Buster, take your time with that article. It's an intense one. But it's about the Lipton tea fields in Kenya, which may surprise you, but pretty much all of Lipton's tea comes from Kenya. Yeah, comes from Kenya. That estate, the tea estate that's in that article is like 22,000 acres. Huge, enormous tea farm. It's called a Juicy Lucy when you put the like that. I need to learn more about your Midwest culture. I haven't seen him make any super viral videos lately, but at the beginning of the pandemic, there was that one guy. I don't know if he was from Minnesota. I actually believe that he was from Wisconsin, but he was doing like cocktails. He was doing like quarantine cocktail videos. He was so funny. I'm sure you've seen him, Snake Eye, or you know of him. Yep. So if you got it around, Buster, I actually advocate to consume what you have. But knowing these things will help you make better purchasing in the future. But yeah, it's definitely to consume. If you already have it, it's already there. Don't waste it. Yeah. But I hope you never buy it again, now that you know that information. But yeah, don't throw anything away. There was some tea that we had that we considered blood tea. Like very early on when my brother and I started Tealet, we got wrapped up with a family in India who claimed to be small farmers, small family farm organization, and we need to help them out. And so we did. We purchased tea from them, and it was good. I mean, kind of good, but it was good. And then when we went there and saw how their operation actually is, we were like, whoa, this is totally not in alignment with what we want to be promoting. And so we stopped promoting them, but then we still had all this tea that we had already bought. And so it wasn't like we were going to burn it or waste it. And we definitely weren't going to sell it because it's not in alignment with what we are. So we just ended up using it in-house for smoking in the barbecue and smoke the meats with the tea leaves. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. So your mom is responsible for the Lipton. Got it. Well, hey, let your mom know. And let's see, in Sweden, I think that we do have a client. Yeah, we do have a client in Sweden that's selling our teas. So then you can tell your mom next time your mom wants to go tea shopping, instead of buying Lipton, she can go to like a small business, a small tea shop, tea house. Let me see. Who we sell tea in Sweden to. Oh, the 7th cup. Yeah, there's a company called the 7th Cup. Petra, that's her name. And she is in Larborough? How far is that from you? How far is Larborough from you, Buster? Oh, that's on Gotland? It's like in the northern part of the country. Oh, it's a small town. Less than 1,000 people live there. Wow. Yeah, so that's who we work with in Sweden. Her name is Petra, and the company is called The Seventh Cup. I'll give you their website right now. You can't understand my Swedish accent. Here you go. Yeah, so if you go to this website, this is good tea. This is a place that you can tell your mom to go buy good tea. And the tea specifically that this vendor has gotten from us is Forever Spring Ceremonial Matcha, and that's it. So Forever Spring is a Taiwanese oolong. Let's see. It looks like she does classes too. Oh, but it looks like she ran out of our tea. I gotta hit her up again and be like, hey, you need some tea? But still, this is definitely better than Lipton here. Well, yeah, I'm guessing Sweden is like, where am I from? I am in Las Vegas, Nevada right now. It's not where I'm originally from. I've lived in lots of places in my life, but this is where I am now. A fabulous Las Vegas. I do like it here. I don't do well in cold places, so I fare better in the desert for sure. Although I thrive on the beach, but oh, I guess Sweden is a small place, like easy to reach everywhere. Tef was saying that about Denmark. Like in Denmark, you can easily travel all over the place, get around. Here in the United States, it can take forever to get places. So like where I live in Las Vegas, the closest city anywhere else is 4 hours. So it's like we have a city where we are, and to get anywhere you have to drive 4 hours. And our closest city is Los Angeles, so we have a very big city not far. But maybe it takes 10 hours from north to south. So yeah, that's not much. That's not much. I think that's more than Denmark, that's for sure. Because Tef was saying, I think, like 3.5 hours or something to go from one end to the other. Now, do you guys have like a fast highway there? Because yeah, ours is 4 hours on a fast highway where, you know, people are averaging 80 miles an hour. Which 80 miles an hour is Oh, 8 hours from north, but that's on public transport, Tef. 110. Yeah, there you go. Well, I was just like, it's funny because this morning I was kind of calculating an easy way to convert kilometers to miles. It's like for every 10 miles, it's 16 kilometers about there. 5 to 6 hours in a car. Okay. That's still not long either. It is long. Well, that's just because you don't like to drive. Yeah, so Buster, I just went to go check if you do streaming. You don't. I see that you don't. Do you want to do streaming? Something that you're interested in doing? Oh, Cello Joe just started streaming. That's great. I can raid him. Yes. Oh, you don't want to. So you say, but you just assume it's highway all the way. How about snowy and bad, smaller roads? Yeah, that's true as well. I guess you're right. Yeah, I do. I did assume that it's highway all the way, because we have highways everywhere here. Anywhere you want to go, you can be on a highway the whole way. Now, if you want to like go to a specific place, sometimes you have to get off the highway and go on slower roads. But even on the smaller roads, people still drive very fast. Like in the farmland areas, people are still going the same 80 miles an hour, even on the little small farm roads. So Buster, how did you find this channel? I'm curious. Do you went onto Twitch and you searched for tea, or my stream just popped up for you? I'm really curious about that. I don't know how the algorithm for Twitch's discovery function works. I don't find the discovery feature to be very robust on Twitch. I don't use it myself. I haven't. I tried to use it when I first got onto Twitch, and it just, I don't know. It wasn't half as exciting for me as it was to visit streams of my actual friends. And then from there, I was starting to discover new things just from raiding or meeting other people in chat. I don't think I've ever actually really used the discovery function. Hey Mike, we missed you at the Valentine's Day event yesterday. There was about 8 of us. You think I should put spam on there too? Or Snake I'm talking the important stuff. Back to burger talk. I mean, I guess I could put spam. I was thinking about making a gravy. To pour over the whole damn thing. I guess spam would be good. There's already bacon going into it. I mean, bacon is better than spam. I love spam, and spam has its places for certain things. Definitely not in poke, but it's got its place in certain. But bacon, why do you need anything else when you've got the bacon? cool. You search for plant-based. So what is plant-based? That's a game? I've never heard of that. I'm gonna check that out. And then you found me through food and drink. Oh, you think I'm cool? Wait, just wait. Just wait. Oh, planet base. I see, not plant base, planet base. So, oh, you're building like, it's like for building like a station, a space station on another planet. That's cool. Beautiful imagery. Although it all kind of looks like Mars. Do you play that game yourself? Snake Eye, you're giving me too many good ideas. Use two mini pizzas instead of a bun. Oh, Hien, you want more dancing? Well, I'm tired of dancing, so we'll get Bitcoin to dance. You like that song? All right, so Snake Eye, I'm gonna take all of your suggestions and I'm gonna blame you for it when I post it to Logan's Discord. But that's a good idea, 2 mini pizzas instead of a bun. That's a good idea. I'm gonna start with that. Ken, thank you. Bitcoin is quite beautiful. Beautiful Bitcoin. Yeah, he's a good, well-mannered little pup until you hear a knock. Who's that? Oh, her face, his face. Well, so it's a him. It's a he. He's a precious boy. Yeah, you would think Bitcoin would be male. He's just one of the bros. Just one of the bros. Just broing out with the bros. Yeah, he's a cutie. He's a cutie. When we finally turn on affiliate, which is gonna happen soon, guys. I'm gonna turn it on soon because I feel like I'm ready. I feel like I'm ready to step up our content and make our channel even more interesting. And so when we turn on affiliate, Bitcoin is going to be in charge of all the bits. So if any bits ever do find their way to our channel, Bitcoin is going to be, managing all of that. And if there are any commands associated with those bits. Yes, it is a boy. It is a boy. If you want the proof, X-rated now. You need the profile view. I don't know if that helps you understand that he's a boy, but yeah, he's a precious boy. He's a precious boy. Bitcoin does need a treat. So Buster says that you are very interested in amateur astrophysics, astronomy, astrophotography, and aerophysics. Oh, very cool. I like those things too. Looking up at the sky. Oh, look at him. He's so peaceful and happy. You should, Buster, you should follow our friend from Berlin. Actually, I'll put his channel up, but he does tea, of course. He's a fellow tea streamer. Oh, Bitcoin is hardly a bad boy. He's hardly a bad boy. Hi, Michelle. Hey, Mojo. What's up? What's up, Mojo? Yeah, Bitcoin over here being a good boy. All right, he wants a treat. He deserves a treat. I'll be right back. I gotta go get his treats. Bitcoin, I'll be right back. I'm coming with your treats. Sit. Wait. Be a good boy. I had his treats over at the green screen area, so I had to retreat. Bitcoin, Snake Eye, redeemed 1,000 invisible channel points to give you a treat. The treats are kind of gone, so all I've got left is kind of the dust at the bottom of the chicharron bag. So, I mean, I guess I just let him go for it. Gamble all. Oh yeah, Bitcoin needs new treats. Well, he's gonna get his own hamburger tonight. That's the benefit of baking the buns, because when I bake my own buns, or in this case, as Snake Eye has recommended, I will be baking 2 miniature pizzas to be used as the crust. Now, like, I'm guessing that with the pizzas, I'm gonna need the top of the pizzas to be on the inside of the burger, right? So then, because if the pizzas are on the outside of the burger, it's just gonna be messy on the fingers and whatnot. See, he's got treats. He's like still licking up all the treats. Oh, he's got some chicharron dust in his throat. Gonna make him cough. You ever done that before? You're eating chicharrones too fast and the dust goes down the wrong pipe, cause you to cough, choke. I was at Burning Man last year, and my friend Tavia, my mentor, I was traveling with her there. She was pretty much living off of chicharron. So I just gave him chicharron that's like in Mexican culture, that's what they call it. But you know, this exists in all cultures. It's basically the fried skin, pork skin, the pork belly, just the skin of it, the really fatty skin. It's fried and it turns out kind of like a crispy chip. Proper pizza placement should be whatever feels natural. Well, making a hamburger stack out of pizzas, you know, doesn't really feel too natural. So I'm gonna have to just go with the flow. What is natural might be the garbage can. Yeah, chicharron are delicious. It's basically just fried pork rinds. So like that's in, you know, English, that's what they're called. But I get those at the Mexican market, and I do need to get another bag, because that's the reason why I like to get those as treats for Bitcoin, is because they make for really good ASMR. Pork rind. Oh, so you, Buster, you know pork rinds. Yeah, okay, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Hef was saying that they have something like that. I forget the word he told me, but in Denmark he said they have that. I'm a bit of a fanatic for pork. It's known. It's like known around the world among circles that I work within. So sometimes when I'm traveling to these remote villages, when I arrive, the pig has been slaughtered, and you know they're ready. They're ready to eat some pork with me. Go up to some piano music. Mojo, it's good to see you. How you been? Mojo, did I tell you that I'm gonna sail? My brother and I are gonna sail around the world to go pick up our tea. Oh, Nick. My mouth is watering talking about. Yeah, when it comes to when a village slaughters a pig, yes, my mouth is watering. Because it's guaranteed good food for the next like 3 days. Like you're guaranteed to have like nonstop. So Nick, Snake Eye over here on Twitch is giving me recommendations for our burger stacks tonight. So first of all, he says that we should use mini pizzas as the buns. Then he says we should have Spam in the burger, even though I've already said there's bacon. He wants to double up on the pork. I mean, we might as well just throw some chicharron in there as well. Yeah, donut burgers are pretty good. I've definitely done that before. One time, when I was in the Peace Corps in Niger, West Africa, I had a stovetop, like a gas stovetop, that had an oven attached to it. I was very privileged to have that. And I used to do all kinds of baking. It was special because I was able to enjoy comfort food whenever I wanted. But one time I was making bagels. Hi Jenny, good to see you. Thanks for coming in and saying hello. So yeah, I was in the middle of making bagels. I had finished, yeah, chicharron. Jenny, you know about my obsession with pork. The first time Jenny ever came to the tea house, and this was when the tea house was in my house, I was like in the middle of like batching out some major like bacon cheesecakes, and so there was a lot of bacon going on in my house. She walks in and she was like, "Oh, it smells like pork, it smells like bacon, it smells like home." So yeah, I was in the middle of making these bagels. I had finished boiling them and just needed to pop them in the oven to bake them. And my gas ran out, so I couldn't bake them, and I didn't have any other mechanism to make an oven. I didn't have a Dutch oven that I could have put on the fire. So I decided, well, what the heck, I can deep fry this, because you know you can put a pan of oil on a fire, no problem. So I did that and deep fried these boiled bagels, which came out surprisingly good. They came out really, really good. So it was kind of like a donut. It was bacon everything. Yes, that's me. If you know me, you know me. And I ended up making breakfast sandwiches with the yeah, Buster, I was in the Peace Corps. Do you know about the Peace Corps? I did the Peace Corps twice. I did my first assignment in West Africa, in the country that no one likes to say because everybody is afraid they're going to mispronounce it, Niger. And I did a second assignment in Antigua in Eastern Caribbean. Two polar opposites to do development work, you know, the poorest place and the most wealthy place. Yeah, Buster, what do you know about the Peace Corps? I don't even think the Peace Corps is active yet. I think since the pandemic, they've shut down the program. They'll be sending out volunteers again once the everything has settled down. And of course, the volunteers can get vaccinated. I tell you what, I surely got vaccinated. I got so many vaccinations for the Peace Corps, and I ended up getting this very strange illness that caused my neck to swell up. One day I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and my neck was throbbing. It was like boom, 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 boom. And I went to the doctor and they said, oh, it's either mumps or it's cat scratch fever. I was like, mumps? Didn't I get vaccinated for that? And he says, oh, you know vaccinations don't work. I was like, what? Yeah, so I learned a lot about vaccinations in that experience. But they're necessary. If you're going to be intermingling your germs with other communities, it is important to safeguard. It's not really for yourself so much as it is for everybody else that you're interacting with, that you don't cross-pollinate all of those germy germs. So it gives them their power. So yeah, to finish the story of the lump in my neck, the doctor prescribed some very strong antibiotic and said, okay, mumps is viral and cat scratch fever is bacterial. If the antibiotics work for you, it means the antibiotics, like if you get well after taking these antibiotics, it means it was a bacterial infection, which means it was cat scratch fever. And that's what happened. So cat scratch fever is a thing. It's a real thing, and I've had it before. It was pretty miserable. It's like certain cats have this bacteria in their saliva, and if they cut you and then lick you, or somehow the saliva gets into you, that being one of the ways, that's how you get infected. And so the doctor said, do you have a cat around you? And I had recently adopted a kitten a few weeks prior, so that was it. And so when I got back to the village, I just I took the kitten to the house where I got it, and I just did a little switcheroo with another kitten in the litter. I never even told them. They never even knew. And it was fine. And no one else, because, you know, the people there, they never touch the cats. It's not their thing, you know? So they don't really have to worry about cat scratch fever because they don't really interact with the cats. They thought it was so crazy that I interacted with the cat. They were like, what? I named the cat. I allowed the cat to sleep in my bed. I bathed my cat. They thought it was so strange. So when I named the cat, I knew I had to give it a name that would be charming for the people in my village. And at the same time, I was also learning language. And so I was asking the people I lived with who spoke Hausa. They spoke a language called Hausa. And I was asking them about curse words. I was like, do you have any curse words? I want to learn curse words. I want to know, if I hear it when I'm, out at the market or something, I want to know. And they were like, curse words? What do you mean? And I was like, well, let's say you're walking in the bush and you stub your toe on a rock. What's the word you would say? And they were like, oh, no, it hurts. And I was like, no. What's a more expressive word that you would say? Come on, think about it. If it really happened, what would you say? And they're like, no, I don't, nothing. And I said, well, what if you're really angry at somebody and you want to call them a bad name? What would you call them? And they were like, we would say, you're going to die. I was like, no. You don't have any, they didn't have any curse words. There were no curse words. So I made up some curse words for them. And I gave the cat a name, which ended up, they got so tickled by it. But I named the cat Kan Tutu. So Kan means head. So like head of, like lots of things were called con something. It's like the head of something. And tutu means poop. So put those two words together and what do you got? And they just thought it was so funny that I would name, first of all, that I would name the cat. They're like, the cat's not a person, why are you trying to name it? And then, I named the cat Shithead, essentially. But they ended up loving it. And by the time I left that village 2 years later, I'd come back from an outing for the day and I'd hear like the woman next door like shouting out the window for the cat. Because they started liking my cat. Like, my cat started to become a pet for other people, even though most of the time people keep the cats just for the rodents, not for, pet, to kill the rodents. But the neighbor would be, "Kantutu, kantutu, kantutu," yelling throughout the village, shithead. Buster, so that's pretty heavy. You want action. You're looking for action. And it's war. You'd want to go to war, Buster? You can be honest. There's no judgment here. Like, what about the action are you excited about, or are you interested in? Because I am more than happy to help inspire you to find. Yeah, I guess we've just got to do it, Nick. We've got to put the chicharron on the burgers now. Yes, yeah. This is gonna be a very crunchy experience. But yeah, Jenny, a lot of cultures do see cats and dogs only for their purpose that they serve in the home versus, being friends and being a part of the family. I convinced the school teacher in the village, their family acquired a puppy, and I convinced him to name his puppy, and they loved it. The kids were just so tickled by it. They named the puppy Cartouche, which I believe in French means bullet. I don't know, Buster, maybe you can help correct my French here, but Cartouche? Let's see. Huh. That's not it. It doesn't seem. Maybe it means gun? No. And bear with me, this is like African French. So whatever French that I learned while I lived in Niger, which was a French colonized country, is not like real French. I learned like the accent is different. A lot of people that move from Africa to France, they talk a lot about that discrimination that they face because of their accent. They learn a very different type of French. So Buster says, I don't want war, but if you go through that much training, you want some action, at least call me a warmonger Dughead, but it's boring in all the training. So you've done training, Buster. Well, that's cool. I'm also in training. I'm in training mode right now. My training warrior mode. I'm ready. I'm not ready to go to war, but I'm ready to defend and just to be fierce, you know, like I want to build up my fierceness. So I've been in like warrior training mode for the past maybe 2 or 3 years. 2 years definitely. 3 years ago was when I like put myself into the mindset of at least taking control. I never saw the movie Jarhead, but that was Gyllenhaal, right? That was Jake Gyllenhaal. I really liked him a lot. Liked him. I do like him. Jake, if you're watching, hit me up. I've got a activity of intimacy that we could practice together, Mr. Gyllenhaal. Oh, so you are training. Cool. I want to train harder and better. I ran my 10 miles today. I felt good. I'm training handstands now. So I want to be able to even like battle on my hands with my feet if I need to. I don't know. You never know if you need to do that. You want to be ready to be able to do that. So is that what Jarhead was about? It was about somebody who was training and just wanted some action and never saw action? I thought there was actual action in that movie. I went to a drive-in theater. There's a really cool drive-in theater near my house that is attached to a drive-through restaurant that does, you know, hamburgers and drinks. And they have like this parking area as soon as you come out of the drive-through where you can watch this movie. And usually they play like these like shorts, you know, like the old shorts, which are fun, you know, old Batman, Adam West, Cesar Romero style. But the other night I went with my friend Faith and we watched Full Metal Jacket, like from start to finish. It was great. I hadn't watched that movie in a long time. There's definitely some action in that one. So the Snakehead says Jarhead is about snipers who essentially don't get to kill anyone before the war is over. Oh yeah. So Buster does identify with that. So Buster, are you training because you enlisted yourself, or does everybody have to go through the training? Because I know that there are some countries that, like Israel, like that's the only one that I can think of first. Like Taiwan also. But like everybody of a certain age goes through training, which I think is kind of cool. I don't know if I would have hated that when I was younger. I definitely wouldn't hate it now. I actually thought about enlisting in the military last year. This time last year, I was like full on in prep mode for signing up for the Navy's Commission Officer Reserves Program. But then COVID happened and I decided that getting wrapped up in something like that right now wasn't the best thing for me. Also, Russia also does, I don't know if forced is the right, but like mandatory training. But Russia does it, and Ghostbusters. That is a good movie. Which one did you watch, Michael? 1 or 2, or did you watch one of the new ones? I haven't watched any of the new ones. I don't know. I don't know if I want to, you know? The original ones were such an important part of my childhood. So much fun. Oh, you watched both of them. I think that, like, you know how everybody says that, like, the originals are always better on movies? I think Ghostbusters is one of those movies where the second part, it could be argued either way. It could be argued either way. 1 or 2 is the best one. because they're very different. And it's like all the same characters, but like the story. So Snake Eye says the new ones are good, but not the same as the old ones. I guess like I would watch the new ones if it was just like on. See, Mike likes 1 better. But like I think 2 was just so different and had such like an interesting, cool, interactive bad guy. OG, you're right. Yeah, so the 1 had like the big marshmallow man, and that was just cool. That was just epic. But the second one I felt like had a lot more like character development, and that slime was just so cool. The like angry, emotional slime, like just loved that. And then the bad guy and the painting, that was just cool. But you know what movie series that no one can argue that 1 is better than the second one is Grumpier Old Men. Like Grumpier Old Men like way outshines Grumpy Old Men. Like Grumpy Old Men was a good movie when it came out, but when Grumpier Old Men came out, it was like, damn, so many good jokes in that movie. Yeah, the second Ghostbusters did have a lot going on it. That's true, Michael. And I guess, yeah, you can get lost in the story, and there were so many like different little side conflicts and different things going on. 1 was much more focused on the core team and telling their story. Buster, I've never seen that movie. Should I watch it? I mean, I guess you're recommending it. Maybe I should watch it. What's a war movie I watched lately? I tend to not like war movies that are like strictly about war. But if there's like some like historical like story being told, yeah, I can very much enjoy those movies. So the one I saw lately is on Netflix. It's called Black Beach, and it is set in Guinea, which is in Africa. Guinea is the only Spanish colonized country in Africa. So, and it had like a really interesting story about the corporate corruption and kind of the interlacings between corporations and war and political conflict, which is very much related to the article that I sent to you, Buster. The article about the political violence that happened on the tea farm in Kenya, the Lipton tea farm in Kenya. It's so interesting because like I get accused sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I get accused of being too political on this platform. And not because I'm talking about politics, but because I'm talking about how government works, or I'm talking about civility, or I'm talking, and some people think that there's no place for a tea company to talk about those things. Like we should only talk about tea. And I don't agree with that. And I feel like stories like that really highlight how freaking crazy the political influence there is in the corporate world. Oh, wow, interesting. That is an interesting story. Because I think about that oftentimes. I think about military members that, like, in mental health. Because I've heard from my friends, and Buster, maybe you have some experience from your perspective, but I heard that the military, at least from the United States point of view, the military is not so supportive for mental health. That there are psychiatrists and there are channels that you can explore if you are having issues and want to talk, but as soon as you explore those channels you get like blacklisted. And so people end up not exploring those channels for the fear of the consequences. And I think that that's hugely detrimental. It's like a whole category of people, a valid population of people, hundreds of millions of people in this world that are not allowed to, or not that they're not allowed to, but they're not empowered to strengthen their mental state. And essentially, a consequence is that they can't be authentic. And you know, I'm sure that there are several other categories of people that also feel that same way, where they can't be authentic. But for the most part, that's just in their 9 to 5. As soon as they get out of their 9 to 5, like, they at least have some freedom to practice their authenticity then. But like, when you are active duty military, you're always on. You're always working, you know? So how to, I don't know. Oh, he's got some electronic music. Oh, this is all lo-fi too. Oh, this is the cute. He's got an album called Whimsical Toad. I'm gonna go check Topia. There's something else I think too, Buster, is like the people that are fighting for our freedom are the people that have the least amount of freedom. All right, Snake Eye, have a good night. Sleep peacefully. Thank you so much for spending the evening with us. We love you very much. Sweet military dreams. Wartime dreams. Oh, people are here. Sam and Sparkle Bear? Cool. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna go. Tef, I'm gonna sign off here, and I'm gonna head into Topia to hang out. Sleep tight, Snake Eye. Oh, that's sweet. Snake Eye, you need a little Tef. You need a little Tef, plush in your bed. You need a little Tef plush in your bed. Tef and Logan. Oh my God, that'd be so sweet. You could go to bed cuddling Tef and Logan. So Buster says it's a different in your country. Well, that's good to hear. That's good. I mean, we also take care of our vets. And also give them, good retirements. Supposedly, that's what I've heard. I don't know details. I'm not in that system myself, nor do I know somebody intimately that is. But that's kind of like what people hype up the military. Tap fleshy sounds horrible. We'll definitely have a Bitcoin plush. That one would be, then everybody can have a Bitcoin in their lap. So you say you take care of your vets like they're kings. I guess it's because winter war against Russia. Both my parents are from Finland. Well, thank you, Buster. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I'm glad that you gotta meet our small little community here, and we gotta talk nice and talk about everything. That's what the tea table is all about. So let me check. Okay, so you followed me, so you'll see when I come on next time. I come on 5 days a week. Every day is a different theme. Tomorrow is art. Wednesday is Constitution Study Group, which you may actually like, Buster. We talk about civility and the Constitution and democracy and all of that. On Thursdays is Tea Talks, and that's where we meet in the Topia Tea House and we have a casual, fun conversation, and that gets streamed. And then on Fridays, I do a segment called Best Life. Every time a different tea. Yep. And I can answer your questions about the tea. And yeah, I drink different tea every time. I've got a lot of teas. I've got over 300 different teas in my warehouse here, so lots of choices. Lots of choices. And yeah, I'm gonna go raid Cello Joe. And yeah, let's like, when we get in there, guys, like let's all like tea raid, like give him all the tea love, let him know that we come from the tea party. He knows us. He is a cello player. He does live improvised music. Oh, it looks like he may be making some music now. Let's just go raid him. And when we get there, even if he's not making music in this moment, we demand it. We demand it. Cello Joe, he's a cool guy. Really, really cool guy. Let's go give him some love. And we'll listen to some nice music together. We'll tell him, tea raid. Give us all the tea. This is a tea up. Good night, guys. Love you.